I want that one. You want the Yastai's healing salad?
Yeah.
Okay, one Yastai's healing salad for you.
Hello Fathomers, today I'm taking accountability. No, but this is me 2.5-ish years later, and my thoughts on the direction they went to in the season 5 finale as someone who just turned 20 literally on the day I'm writing this, and as someone who's been thinking about how insanely young Marinette was when all this happened to her, and how I was a bitch in that initial London special review. Like, if you go back and watch that, I was livid. OMG. Like, the more I mature, the more I wanna punch Master Fu in the dick, because what the fuck. Anyways, let's get into these healings. Where do I even begin? I feel like the reason I was so against the Monarch wins and Ladybug lies direction is because it was something so completely different from my expectations for the first arc's ending that it seemed so out of place. Like, I didn't even wanna give it a chance, because knowing the writers, I knew that this was something they couldn't do justice, because it's such a crazy scenario. Another reason I hated it, and I made it very clear in my season 5 finale review, and in the very cringe Gabriel ukulele video I regret posting but was very fitting for the time, is because I felt like since this is a show mainly for kids, there needs to be a line somewhere. To me, this was simply invalidating to victims of abuse and hit very close to home. And because of that, I low-key refused to give it a chance. Like, I'm not one of those Miraculous isn't a show for kids because it has dark themes person, but again, there needs to be a line drawn somewhere, because with how sickly euphoric and perfect things seemed to be at the very end after Gabriel made the wish in part 2 of the finale, and with how it ended, it just seemed to me like they were glazing the fuck out of Gabriel, and this was just the new reality of the show for some reason. Like, let's all ignore the elephant in the room that's howling and breaking the damn walls down and key ourselves be gaslit. Like, if my grown ass couldn't tell if they were glazing Gabriel and being unfair because they genuinely believed he was redeemed and deserved a second chance or whatever, or if it was just rage bait and they were going to do something with it, can the real target audience for this show? I don't know, man. Like, morally, that's where I stood regarding this decision for the finale and how they treated Adrian, because it was so cruel and unfair to Adrian. I did not want to accept this as the finale. Like, nope, go back to the studio. Just the young abuse victims watching and how this could affect them. Especially in the London special, they don't really tell you this was the wrong thing to do. To lie about your friend/boyfriend/whatever's abuser and say they were a hero. Told to do it or not. These fuckers quamas being vague as hell and not helping Marinette or the audience. Now, I know that because it's a kids show it doesn't mean they can't get a little fucked up with it. I mean, hell, now we know they really aren't afraid to get fucked up with it. Cults and everything. And just because it's a kids show, it doesn't mean everything needs to be pure and a lesson for kids, and not every character needs to be role model. And to be honest, what I love about this show is no one is a role model. Everyone is a little fucked in the head, and that's realistic. Kids and parents watching Miraculous, I'm sorry, but role models aren't really a thing, because no one is a saint. Yes, what they're doing to Adrian is cruel and unfair, but that doesn't mean it's bad plot. I think that's the types of bad I couldn't separate for a while when it first came out. See, people change, because now I think them going in this direction was the best possible idea for the future of the show looking back. Like, I have to give the writers their flowers, low-key. I'm sorry I did you like that. Don't get me wrong, I could never give you a 10, but I'll give you a 7, and that's good enough. Like, knowing how they tended to just start something and then forget about it and abandon it or retcon it as season 5 was a big ass mess for a big part of it. I really had no faith in them that they could take this premise, Ladybug forced to lie about Monarch, and make something out of it. We are now a few episodes away from the end of season 6, which is insane to think about. Like, what? So I think we have enough to conclude that they ate this up. LMFAO. Marinette has been getting hit in the face left and right, having nightmares and crying almost every episode at this point. And as I'm writing this, there's a leaked model of Marinette crying with smudged mascara from an episode we still haven't seen, so she's not even close to being done crying this season. Man, whatever. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity to talk about Heartfixer and Sadnansi, because they're very similar in the sense that Marinette is suffering and going insane. Also, there is some criticism that I gave in my initial season 5 finale review that I still stand by, but we'll get into that later. Starting with Heartfixer. This steam was a mess. We waited like 5 hours because they kept delaying it. Mind you, it was April 1st too, and they were playing Angel of Darkness on loop the whole time. I don't think I've ever hated a song more. Get out my face. So the long-awaited Marinette akumatized episode. The fandom named Chop Trio is trying to make Adrian and Marinette break up. You was that bored? They were so happy to be 19 and unemployed. Hell, isn't Ray like 19? And Lila is enabling this unemployment, putting this in her activism thread. Marinette is writing in her diary about how she can't be herself around Adrian because she lied. Also, her diary is running out of pages, and apparently she's been through 15 of these in 1 month. That Netflix documentary about to be crazy. I've said this before, but I love how the fandom is so scared of her running out of pages. Like, oh no, her time is up, it's so over. But low-key, she can just buy another notebook. Like, who cares? That's a lot. Tiki, shut up, I'll whack you. Where do you want her to put these diaries? Shit, sell them on Vinted. Also, the parallels of Marinette and Lila both being obsessed with writing. Oh, Tiki, you're fine seeing her suffer like this. I've never seen you more cheerful. Actually, you were so happy to enable this in the London special. Don't piss me off. She slides that letter from from Lila pretending to be Gabriel in her bag, and it's almost like a bag charm she's carrying around because of how fucking visible it is. Tattooing it on your forehead would be more subtle than this. We're all on the same page, right? Gabriel didn't write that letter and it was Lila writing as him, talking about some Ask Natalie when she was literally about to die with him in his last days, and unless he wrote that letter way before that and was already planning to save Natalie instead of his original wish that he kept changing along the way. Even in the final battle, I don't see how Adrian could ask Natalie about this, as there would be no Natalie to ask. He was a kid for this if it was actually him, but I'm 99% sure it wasn't, because again it makes no sense for it to be him. It just doesn't fit in the timeline and you can't convince me otherwise. Like, think about it, let's say he wrote this just in case and made the original wish to get Emily back or whatever. So now he's fine and everything is fine and dandy, then boom, Adrian finds this letter in that box with his baby stuff. Would he just expose himself like that after paying zero consequences? Marinette needs to clock this somehow. Get more suspicious. Marinette, this letter is I generated and Lila is behind it. She wants to make sure Adrian is ready to learn the truth about his father, because as we all know, he is a dainty porcelain little doll that can't handle anything. She meets up with him and he sees the letter plastered on that damn backpack and naturally asks. I don't think she could be any more obvious with those facial expressions. OMG, hello. Her trying to ease into this whole revealing the truth thing with croissants and chowquettes, sure, that comparable to covering up a terrorist's lies. Queen. Adrian is in poetry class with Sublime and Prem is like, hey, isn't that Marinette with Nino? What the hell? But it's not actually Prem, because Prem is gardening with Marinette and Rose. Also, Marinette, please tell Tiki to be more quiet. I'm pretty sure Adrian can hear her all the way from poetry class because she's loud as hell. All 3 baby birdies just hatched. That's the Chop trio. Fake Prem tells Adrian they didn't know he broke up with Marinette. Girl. Oh hey Agli. What the fuck? Yeah, she's Lila LMFAO. What do you mean she was randomly in this scene for 2 seconds just to tell Marinette what she did was really bad? Mind you, what the fuck does she know and how? Like, what are you talking about?
You know, you were hella wrong for what you did.
What are you talking about?
Really?
What did I do?
Adrian asks if there's something she needs to confess and she says there is, and it's much worse than croissants and chowquettes, and he immediately thinks Prem was right and she's cheating. This is messy as hell. I'm having fun. Alia and Nino show up and Adrian is like, oh I get it, you're pranking me girl, bye. Marinette turning into Nelson is giving Marinette turning into Monarch in the illusion in Hoaxer, like I can't breathe bro. So these 3 got akumatized and they can just switch back and forth into whoever they want. This is the ultimate messy school akuma LMFAO. Just being messy for the love of the game. This is where unemployment gets you. And parents divorcing, probably. Their original forms randomly being blonde like Ray and all wearing bisexual flag suits. Like, sorry what? So they all turned into Ray and Ray is bisexual, so they had to include that too. Looking straight out of a bisexual pride parade. Bisexual men are scary. This was a very scary akuma. I feel like Marinette in Vampigamy. They get Adrian to go to the hallway where fake Nino and fake Marinette are kissing. Ha, what did I say about Ray being bisexual? All of them probably. Like you just wanted an excuse to kiss your homies. Because you could have done this without psychically turning into Marinette, and Nino and illusion would have worked just fine. LMFAO. Adrian freaks out and runs after them but loses them because they switch. He finds Nino and jumps him the end. No, I'm kidding. He confronts him and honestly they gagged me with the anime in season 1 mention. Like, I'm so glad you brought that up. OMG. Remember Nino's crush on Marinette? Yeah, mind you, he got with Alia in the very same episode. Don't hurt them, Adrian. Why isn't Marinette saying I didn't cheat on you? OMG, say it straight up. Are they not allowed to say cheat in this context? Alia, please. Again, why isn't Nino saying he didn't cheat straight up? Y'all digging your own graves because you do look guilty right now. OMG. Adrian says they're over. The concept of the principal high-fiving 2 students because 2 other students broke up. I know it wasn't actually him, but this principal in particular unironically would. Okay, so reminder that Marinette is supposed to get akumatized in this episode. We're already halfway through and it's crickets. That's how you know they're about to bullshit us. LMFAO. She's trying to talk to him and fake Sublime runs in there and take him away, saying Marinette doesn't know how to love him so she will. OMG, stop. Adrian is in his own now and Marinette is still not akumatized. He finds Prem with the little birds and announces the breakup, saying they were right. And Prem is like, that wasn't me sis, that was my evil self. If you see a bitch with a bad bob, that's not me.
Sister, is this you right here in this alley?
Sister, if you see a bitch in the alley with a bad bob, that is not me. Go the other way.
Who is this?
Then it clicks to Adrian that something is up and he sees the trio literally filming what happened earlier with him, Marinette and Sublime as a damn movie scene. You was that bored? We rock. No, you know rock, you bisexual and evil. Also Lila and in the library. They were so happy to waste time with Cat Noir's full transformation. 16 minutes in and Marinette finally got akumatized. He tries to get the akuma before it got to her, but oop, you were slow. I'm sorry, how did Adrian not see or hear Tiki's loud ass right next to him? OMG, this Yuri. Lila is so kind. And yes, Marinette agreed to the akuma akumatization. This gaggy look. I'm so glad she agreed. But honestly, even if she hadn't, nothing would change really. And I'm here to ask again, how did Chrysalis not give a shit about Cat Noir randomly turning into Adrian? She can see what's around whoever she's akumatizing, right? When she's in their head. Or no? Let me know. Also, the way Chrysalis made her look like her, how can you not gag? Also, how can you not gag at her asking straight up if she's Ladybug?
Yes! Come on, Afghanistan!
Like, oh, she really did it. Guys, let's go. Angel of darkness, angel of darkness. Also, Chrysalis insists she answers. Like she kept asking, OMG. Lila baby, her not answering should be enough of an answer. Like, your victims always answer even if they're busy fighting. So he explains what happened and that the 3 bisexuals have never felt the touch of a woman in their lives. Can't believe I thought you would ever lie to me. Oh girl, this back hug. Marinette just got akumatized, but no one gives a fuck, low key. Lila, I just said her not answering is your answer. Like, you don't have to do all that. She basically said yes by staying silent. The 3 bisexuals are still gagging at that video, but the couples are fine, so now they're mad. Also, Bowl-Cut dropped his phone in water. Marinette says she's not ready to tell him about the letter yet and there's some work that needs to be done or whatever. I'd love to read it one day. Oh, I'm sure. Marinette decided her getting akumatized was the final straw and she needs to make Alia guardian. I thought she was going to kiss Alia. Why did she pucker her lips like that? Marinette says she realized she's probably less ready to tell him the truth than he is to find out, because what if she gets akumatized? So in this episode they tackled the concept of Adrian finding out the truth and how he would possibly react. Akumatization? How do I think Adrian is going to react to the truth? Honestly, depends on the circumstances, because for example, learning it in a very cruel way from Chrysalis with her own little spice and brainwashing mixed in there, a lot can go wrong. Obviously, a lot can also go wrong if he finds out through Ladybug or Natalie or literally anyone. There is no way he or anyone could not go crazy after finding out their parent was a terrorist and they've been lied to for months. And mind you, this is all public knowledge and everyone is also glazing him because Ladybug said he was a hero. Then there's Ladybug, who was in the worst position imaginable, and I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. Like, genuinely, what the fuck do you do in this position if you're 14 and a grown-ass man is going crazy with greed and is threatening your life to get his wife back? Like, that's going to fuck you up, and telling you to make sure his kid, who he exploited and abused until his very last moments, never finds out he was a villain. So if he can't find out, that means no one else can, because obviously, like, you really have to remember she is a baby and she's already experiencing hallucinations. Hold on, we're not there yet. Okay, I think the best possible way to tell him would be going on vacation on the other side of the world where Lila can't reach you. Unless she can? Girl, I don't know, even there she might follow Marinette. But if you're in another continent, I feel like you'd be less likely to get akumatized if something crazy were to happen. Girl, I'm bored, let's go back to Shanghai. Also, she stored the letter in the yo-yo. Right, that's the best idea you've ever had. What did we say in Yaxi Gozen?
I just don't want to be shady, because here's the gag. How do I say this nicely?
This Nothing Burger episode. Like, I'm sorry, but I already knew the second we found out Marinette was getting akumatized in this episode that it would be a nothing burger, because unless it's a season finale they couldn't really go all the way with it and commit. Of course, it only lasted a minute and a half. It was either this or time travel, and honestly, I prefer this over time travel. Hell, at least it happened even for just a minute. I have to say, the reception I saw on my timeline when this dropped was really negative and everyone kinda hated this. Like, people were saying this is worse than Ephemeral. Now let me stop you right there. It's not great by any means, but Ephemeral is a whole category in itself. Don't play with me. I think because I knew it wouldn't be that big of a deal since it's in the middle of the season and there's more episodes after this. Possibly even filler, that it wouldn't be this grand insane akumatization Marinette deserves. I'm not even mad at this. Compared to most reactions I saw, I think mine is the most positive. LMFAO, I was just happy to be there. It was messy and that's good enough for me. 6.5 out of 10. Don't know about y'all, but I had fun regardless. Moving on to Sad Nancy. Sad Nancy, more like Sad Marinette. 2 seconds in and we're already hit in the face with Marinette and the letter again. So this is right after Heartfixer, I'm assuming? She starts going on and on about how he deserves to know the truth about his father and his creation. Now hold on, that's a different conversation, baby. Girl, I'm bored, let's get Felix to tell him. Tiki asks how she's going to explain how she knows that Ladybug lied as Marinette, and she says, I don't know. Okay, what are we doing? She goes to his house and says there's something important she has to tell him. Spoiler, no, we're at the school cafeteria and Nora is working with this guy. Nino says they make a good couple and Nora is mad as hell. Alia reveals Kuki, her ex from season 5, was toxic and she doesn't want to hear about love. The concept of making her black ex toxic and giving her a white boyfriend that's nice and sweet or whatever. Girl, is it just me, or they can all clock white guys crush from a mile away? He's shy and can't tell her and she doesn't wanna accept her feelings or whatever. Marinette looks so happy in this episode, wow.
Exactly.
Why are we laughing?
I could just
They're playing a game that makes them say something about themselves to get Nora and FKA Twigs to confess. Marinette says she knows everything about Alia's life but didn't know that Alia and Nora got different fathers. This gag, they get FKA Twigs to confess and they're left alone. They're in art class and Adrian asks Marinette if she's done with Gabriel's portrait that he asked her to make. She says she couldn't because she had badminton yesterday and locks eyes with Alia, who knows she's bullshitting because they were together last night. This whole conversation in the bathroom is insane. Marinette says she can't draw the portrait of Gabriel but doesn't want to disappoint Adrian and that they're not like her and Nino. Alia is like, okay, yeah, you're Ladybug, but what does this have to do with anything? If Lila is in this bathroom right now, because we know Lila loves bathrooms. Marinette wants her to forget about this and says there will always be this wall between her and Adrian. Alia says what hurt more for her was someone else deciding what's good for her and what she should and shouldn't know. Oh, this is crazy. She basically confesses there's something much worse than her being Ladybug.
I just don't want to be shady because here's the gag. How do I say this nicely?
So now Alia knows she's hiding something crazy. For a moment I thought they included that shot from above because Lila was watching from a fucking camera. Don't do that to me. Marinette is trying to get herself to draw that portrait but she's going insane. Like we needed a scene like this, OMG. This was so gaggy. She gave a whole speech about his abuse and everything. Then this bitch comes to life. Yeah, Marinette is officially hallucinating a damn drawing coming to life. Like you can't make this up. She's 14. He says his little sob story and we really don't give a fuck. Is this her thinking about him being in pain and there genuinely being a good side to him and that manifesting into this hallucination? She breaks out of it and apparently was on her chair still this whole time. Oh baby, you need help. Someone get her medicated. No, because she was screaming crying on the floor and I was about to say how aren't her parents hearing this? Nora is acomatized into another heartfixer and so many of these acumatizations are like I'm making sure no one ever gets hurt again period. But like they always do so. Marinette compares Nora getting akumatized because FKA Twigs confessed to her telling Adrian the truth. Nora gags Ladybug so bad, OMG. She's so out of it this whole scene. Rena plays Russian roulette with illusion FKA Twigs and Nora catches him. Have fun with your white boyfriend. Why did she say watch it twink, OMG? Also cute. Okay, next. Is it just me or does FKA Twigs look like a freckled young Gabriel? Nora, stay away. Ladybug is crying and I wish at least one of them gave her a hug. Or therapy with that ginger lady. Then we go back to the first scene. Bitch, why did you do that to us? 1 second in the episode and it's this. Yes, oh. She sees that damn frog on his bed and cries. Someone needs to set that damn frog on fire. They hug and that's it. Rena is in her room coming up with illusions trying to figure out what she could be hiding that has to do with Adrian's dad that's so bad she can't even draw him. Oh, this gag right here. Marinette, you are not safe. She's on to you now. Okay, so maybe not the best batch of episodes to show as an example of how well they've handled this Ladybug lying thing because you know, Adrian didn't dare ask when she showed up late at night crying saying she has something to tell him and just hugged. Are we getting back to this? Is she going to tell him? Probably not. Alright, but like it's still interesting as hell. You know the bar is in hell when you wanna praise the writers for not forgetting that Marinette has to live with the guilt of lying and that they're at least doing something with that. There's so much potential here, so I gotta give the writers their flowers. Like not much changed after all this and she still hasn't told him because obviously this isn't a finale, they can't do that. But there's still some development, at least Alia is closer to finding out and she's on to Marinette now. Also Heartfixer looked so tea, I forgive them for the Nothing Burger episode. As for Sadnansi, it's another should I not episode where Marinette goes through hell and back. Honestly, it's ridiculous at this point, like she's crying in every episode. What else can she go through? Find out in my next video where I'll talk about Regenerationer. Sadnansi same as Heartfixer. This is why I shoved them in the same video because I'm pretty much saying the same thing for both of them. Not much changed but gagged me regardless because they're being so direct about it now. Marinette is saying it out loud and beating herself up over it. It would be so fitting to put a BetterHelp sponsorship right here, like are you too suffering like Marinette? Link in description. Use code Felix. Can't tell Adrian he's a centi for 70% off your first therapy session. Sorry, now is not the time for jokes. The criticism I still stand by is for one, the complete and utter erasure of certain characters that if they were there, things would have gone completely different. And I guess that's why they were erased, because the writers had a very particular way they wanted things to go and having logic in it would mess that up. Like I'm sorry but ignoring Amelie's existence just to make Natalie Adrian's new mom? Get out my face with this propaganda. If you wanted to keep Natalie out of prison you could have had Marinette say oh he still needs you even if his aunt can take care of him. She's Ladybug, she'll find a way to convince her we don't need to erase the rest of Adrian's family for this. Like what do you mean she moved to Paris to be close to Adrian anyway? We could have done this from the beginning. Marinette not thinking to reach out to her first as his only family left. I'll give her a pass because she was extremely overwhelmed and maybe she forgot, girl, I don't know. But Natalie just going along with everything and not even suggesting it still pisses me off to this day. Like at this point I think she was being performative, talking about being fine with going to prison for being Monarch's accomplice. Like, yeah sure baby. Reverse psychology? Like OMG yeah, I'm like totally fine with going to prison for the rest of my life period. I used to wonder about this but now I think she was bullshitting Marinette. If you were really fine with going to prison to face consequences you would have stopped this little girl right there and called Amelie girl bye. She was so happy to do what this 14-year-old was saying mid-psychosis. Aside from the Natalie propaganda they tried to force upon me and her randomly letting this 14-year-old boss her around, I actually really like this direction so period. Do I think Marinette is evil for this? No baby. Like obviously Gabriel making her swear she won't say anything to Adrian also means not telling anyone else, which means she's absolutely fucked. She can pretend to be this mafia boss of the miraculous that everyone will listen to all she wants but like, you're scared as shit aren't you? God, who remembers that little monologue from London? That shit had me pissing myself. Calm down 14-year-old. Do I think Marinette should have told him? What the hell, sure. But they're building up to something so I'll let them cook 7 out of 10 new eating for the season 5 finale. 8 for London. I'm sorry I can't pretend it didn't gag me. These are my updated thoughts on Liar Budgate. Thank you for watching Queens. I'm blocking Angel of Darkness on Spotify now.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. What have I done? I'm so sorry.
I can't feel my kid.
Oh crap! The tigers seem like to be, you guys. I have bad nerves. I'm so sorry. Feel better, okay?